What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. This is the Real Housewives of Potomac recap, the fashion showdown. And I feel like this episode was better than previous episodes. Not their best, but not their worst. It begins with Nneka and Dr. Ike. They are going to go see a fertility specialist. And one thing I thought was interesting was, the the room that they were collecting his sample. She was like, "Oh, it's just a bathroom," and the nurse is like, "Yeah, it's just a bathroom, and you can use no lube or saliva." So, and the producers had the hot mic on. Where Nneka's like, "Hurry up!" She's like, "Hurry up!" She's hurrying her husband. And then they show like the entire process, like the whole, insemination process. The nurse was talking her through it. And I thought that was great. She was walking her through the process. But in all, I mean, it was fairly simple. It was a lot less complicated than I would have thought. But I mean, we all know how babies are made. But I guess just seeing that on camera, it threw me a little bit. But I do appreciate Nneka and her husband, Dr. Ike, allowing us to, I guess, witness the process of conception. And, he's like, "Well, I've done my part. Now, the ball's in your court." So hopefully everything goes well and they can start their family soon. Speaking of families, Mia and Gordan go see a marriage and family therapist. And the thing that really threw me with Gordan is, Mia said that the first time she brought up, divorce and saw an attorney, I'm like, Gordan, she said, drained her bank account to zero. And she's like, that's like financially abusive. No, that is absolutely 100% abusive. And that's a huge red flag. Like, red flag on the play. Risa Tisa, you need to pack your stuff and leave. If anybody was to ever do that to me, that speaks to a much bigger issue than just the money in and of itself, right? Like, that is controlling and domineering and absolutely abusive. So the fact that she's even still sitting there with him while he's holding her hands, talking about, we have one of the greatest relationships on earth. I'm just like, I don't know. And the counselor didn't even step in. I mean, maybe they're not ready yet, because I feel like Gordan is in denial about a lot of things. And, maybe even Mia is not ready to hear the truth about the character of a person. A man, woman, anybody who would do that, who would drain your bank account to zero in order to control you and keep you from leaving them. Yeah, that's absolutely abusive. So the next scene, Candice is discussing her own family planning with Dr. Ken Ballard. He's a therapist and he makes a house call. And, Candice is allowing us to see, she's having issues starting her family. She says that she wonders if she uses her career as an excuse not to get pregnant. And, she starts crying and he asks her, he's like, are you going to let fear stop you from motherhood? He's like, well, what do you really want? And she's like, I want a baby. I want a child. And so he, gives her the affirmation that she needs, that she's ready to start her family. So hopefully, she can work through whatever issues she has with her therapist, that her and Chris can begin their family together. So I really enjoyed this segment where the ladies are, having a photo shoot as iconic entertainers in history. So like Ashley is, she dresses up as Dorothy Dandridge. Karen Huger is Lena Horne. And Gizelle is Beyonce. Mia is Pam Grier. Robin is Mariah Carey. And Wendy is Cheryl Lee Ralph, right? Giving Dream Girl. I love that red ruby gown. I love all their looks, actually. Robin's was it threw me off a little bit because Mariah Carey has had so many iconic looks. Like when I think about Mariah Carey, I think about, like her jean cutoff shorts in a lot of her earlier work. And I don't know, she just had a whole lot of bombshell outfits. I feel like the Robin could have chose from, because Robin's outfit, it was giving Olivia Newton-John in Grease. But that's just me. But I did enjoy the fact that, the ladies were able to kind of dress up and, have these like glam shots. They were laughing. It just seemed like they really enjoyed it. So Robin and Juan. So Robin is expanding her sales portfolios. You guys know she was selling embellished hats for a while, for a few years. So now she wants to do facials. Her brand is called Glow 30. And it's a subscription base where people would come and like sign up for facials. And they were there with the commercial real estate agent, and they were giving them price points. And Juan was there actually, which was great. He was supporting her and asking all the right questions in regards to, the costs. And Robin, she's like, oh yeah, what a good question. I'm just like, she cracks me up when it comes to money, because I feel like that's been a central issue in their marriage for so long, even going back to when, they trusted a friend who took a lot of their money. And I feel like Juan has never really gotten over that resentment. But for, Robin to have not seemed to have like kind of learned or grown from that experience, and he's the one asking the money questions and she's not, I just think is really funny. He also said that he could, work essentially at the store, which is great. You know what I mean? Because if he's not working right now, then that's a perfect, way to give him some kind of employment. So definitely get him some W-2s and get him on the payroll. Unfortunately, Gizelle's father, we find out that he's ill, and that he has cancer. And so I really hope and pray that he's feeling better. And she was dealing with his illness while she's trying to launch her clothing line with Ashley. Now, on one hand, like I said, I really hope Gizelle's father, pulls through, and that he is healed from any kind of illness and sickness. On the other hand, the fashion show was quite interesting. Even before the fashion show, though, I want to talk about Wendy. She's doing her own TV show. She has her own YouTube channel. And so she got a lot of big name women to come support her for her pilot episode, which focuses on Black girl magic. And I'm absolutely here for it. She did tell her husband she was $20,000 over budget. So he writes her a check for $50,000, which I think, again, is very sweet. She has, big names like April Ryan and all these, really big wigs, because in my mind, I'm thinking, yes, you want your show to be quality, especially if you're on TV. You want the launch to go well. On the other hand, if this is a YouTube show, all you really need is a Gmail address. So I'm like, if she says she's over budget, 20,000, he gives her 50,000, that's $70,000, give or take. I'm like, that is a lot of money for a YouTube, show. But again, I mean, she has Jasmine from the Jasmine brand. She has, Nikki Robinson from Black Girls Vote. So I know that she had, and Lindsay Granger, who's a really well-known journalist. So I understand that, you definitely want to pay your talent, and you want people to be drawn in, especially for your pilot episode. So listen, she got it. Go ahead, girl. Do it. Do it big. Speaking of doing it big, oh my goodness, Ashley and Gizelle. You know, their runway show was not bad. right? Like I appreciate the fact that they had the models, and the delivery in and of itself was not bad. The fashions, however, it was giving Dwight from Roa when he said, "How dreadful, a fashion show with no fashions." I'm sorry. And, even Robin tried to soften the blow and she said, it's more leisure than athletic, because I know it's supposed to be an athleisure line. But, Wendy, she clocked it when she said, remember a few years ago when I had an outfit and I had my sides out, and Gizelle was talking negatively about it in the confessionals. And of course, the shady producers showed it. And then now, a few years later, it's actually in her athleisure line. She clocked that T. The material, to me, did not seem like it would be good to work out in. It wasn't like cotton absorbent. And I looked on the website, it's a work in progress. How about that? I'll say a work in progress. And speaking of working in progress, the episode ends with a hot mic. Candice is yelling at Deborah, talking about calling her the help and all these things. And then we know that the ladies get into a fight. And so it says to be continued. So, yeah, it's a work in progress. Well, you guys, let me know your thoughts on this week's episode. Like I said, it wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst though, but I'm looking forward to next week is the season finale, and hopefully the ladies are able to move past the fight, and then we'll hear more from the reunion. So you guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please be sure to like the video, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk with you in the next one. Take care, Aces. Bye.